Hey Aquarius, welcome to my channel. This is 𝑍child Tarot. This is your past life messages. So for those of you who resonate with past life energy, whether you were brought up to understand reincarnation in your family, whether you're researching it or you're just curious, some of you guys may have memories of your past lives. Some of you guys have markings on your body. People that you know that you've never met before at first in your life now, but they feel so familiar and you just feel like you've known them before, even though you've never met them at all in your life prior to meeting them in your life now. It's probably because they're a soulmate or a twin flame or a karmic partner that you've known in your past life. So they could be friends, they can even be family, where you're closer to one particular family member or sibling because you just feel like you guys understand each other on a soul level. It can be a someone you're married to, your boyfriend, girlfriend, it can even be an animal. It can be an animal that you love so much and you're just so close to them and you connect with them on a soul level. That is soulmate energy. That is past life energy. Okay, so for those of you who believe in reincarnation or you're just curious, these messages are for you. So if you have Aquarius in your south node or even in your north node, wherever Aquarius is in your chart, usually it has something to do with your past life energy. Okay, so let's see what messages or karma echo into your life now. Excuse me. And we're going to see what those messages are trying to tell you to help you improve in your life today. Okay. All right. Let's jump right into it, Aquarius. Last but not least of all the zodiac that I've been reading for. But I feel like it's going to be just as special nonetheless. Okay, for Aquarius, all signs of Aquarius for their past life messages for the sign of Aquarius. 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 Let's see. Sign of Aquarius, past life messages. Something wanted to stick out. I'm not really sure. Okay. Aquarius, past life messages. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm getting a melting pot in a way of who you guys were in a past life. Now, at the bottom of the deck, we have Native American. Now, Aquarius, there are those of you who were of a tribe. Now, it doesn't mean that it has to be indigenous to America or any of the Americas today. It could be. There are those of you, okay, I'm getting something. There are those of you who are Native American today. For those of you who have indigenous blood from the Americas today, in your life today, that doesn't just go far back within your bloodline. That goes as far back as your spirit. So in your spirit, and it doesn't have to be indigenous American. It can be any indigenous, African, Arabic, any type of indigenous, Australian, New Zealand, whatever indigenous blood you have, Samoan, Hawaiian, whatever. Because you can also be indigenous to Europe as well. Your bloodline, as far as ancient tribes go, it's just not just your bloodline, it is your soul. Okay, your soul is connected to your culture. Okay, very, 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 very strong, potent energy there. Okay, so wow, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. So you guys are very connected to your culture today. For those of you who are indigenous, and your bloodline, if for those of you who have a bloodline that you can trace back years and years and years, decades and centuries, your soul is very, very much connected to that. Okay. Now, the other cards that have shown themselves, we have Atlantis. That's the card that wanted to stick out, and so I grabbed it. There are those of you who are from Atlantis, or you're from a world or a place on Earth or any other universe or planet that it's only of water. You only existed among sea creatures, lakes, ponds, rivers, right? Lagoons. You guys all lived and thrived in this Atlantean type of ecosystem, and for some of you it was a whole world. Okay. And I know that you guys are air signs, but in a past life there are those of you who were of the water element. Okay, but your zodiac sign doesn't necessarily mean that your soul is of the same element. Okay, so for instance, I'm a Leo, I'm a fire sign, but my element as a soul is of earth. You know, it's very earthy. So some of you guys may have a different zodiac element that you were born under, but your soul is of a different element, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, then I'm sorry. Others of you got male, female. So for those of you in a past life, especially if you were in Atlantis, gender roles were different. Okay, there was an energy here where it wasn't like a male-female clash. It was equal. It was like an equal bond between two genders. Okay, it's different than what it is in our day and age on Earth. Okay, or in our day and age in this time. So others of you, if you were a male in a past life, you're a female now. If you were a female in a past life, you're a male now, right? So there's some gender swaps there. Now we also have the unicorn, which I really look at Aquarians as unicorns. You guys are so different. You're so beautiful and, you know, such a humanitarian in spirit, right? Very wise, as it says, wisdom here. You come from a very ancient time, okay? Your energy back in your past life was very mysterious, or people didn't. Oh, okay, I'm getting something deep here. For a couple of you in your past life, you were a creature or some type of a being that you didn't allow yourself to be seen by human beings or by a certain, I feel like it's humans. Okay, if you come from another planet, they were probably called something else, but I would say human beings you did not allow people to see you. You didn't want them to know that you existed, okay, at all. Now, the other card that came out was Egypt, okay? So there are those of you who come from Egypt at a very ancient time in Egypt, okay? Now, a long time ago, Egypt was filled with water. It wasn't this desert as we know it today. Very fertile. So there are those of you who come from Atlantis or Egypt in a past life, or from a very ancient time. It doesn't have to be Egypt. It doesn't have to just be Atlantis. It could be at any given time in ancient history. You guys were some type of a human being or creature that just very mysterious. You were a certain type of creature or being that people question existed today, right? Otherworldly. People read about you, the type of creature or being that you were in your past life. Or if you were a certain type of human being that may not really exist today, okay? Because human beings have evolved, right? So there's a certain type of human aspect to some of you in your past life that people today still question even existed, because we don't see them anymore. So you were definitely someone that people they knew that you existed, or they questioned it, but you just didn't allow them to see you. Okay. very like fantastical in a way, a very fantasy like creature for some of you in your past life. So that's very, very interesting. So let's see what kind of lessons you were meant to learn in your past life, as well as lessons that you're learning now in this life. Aquarius for their past life messages and lessons for the sign of Aquarius. Past life lessons and messages for all signs of Aquarius. For Aquarius. Past life messages. Aquarius. Past life messages. Okay, we have transformation. It's interesting that it's this animal. It's very interesting. It's like I get the sense that there are those of you that were some type of animal that's gone extinct. You might have been a unicorn. Who knows, right? Yeah. Wow. Well, look at this. We have wisdom again. Like, what? What? And you see this tree with the snake coiled around it, like the tree of knowledge. You guys go back. You guys go way back in time. Your souls go way back in time, Aquarius. Oh my God, look at the bottom of the deck. You have disguise. What did I say? There's something about you in your past life where you did not allow people to see you. It's not that you were invisible, but you disguised yourself as something else because you were this mysterious being. But some of you guys may have transformed into an animal. Some of you guys were fairies in a past life. Some of you guys were of the Fae realm in a past life. But you transformed yourself into an animal or a certain element in order to kind of move around in the world without being detected or seen. I think I was saying this to Scorpio too. Some of you guys may have Scorpio in your chart. This is insane. This is crazy. This is awesome. Sorry guys, I'm trying not to be dramatic. I'm a Leo, I can't help it, but I love like these readings. It's so cool. You guys are cool. So let's go ahead and read both of these cards. Well, actually, no. I know wisdom. Wisdom is definitely, you guys have searched far and wide in your life. I know this card. This deck is kind of new to me, but the wisdom card, like you guys go way back. You guys know yourselves. And if you don't know yourselves in this lifetime, work on that. Please work on that, Aquarius, because your souls, you're not meant to hide yourselves in this lifetime. You're meant to be seen. In your past life, you guys hid yourselves for many different reasons. I'm also getting the sense of wanting to care for the planet. I don't know if that sounds cliche for you, for an Aquarius, but it's like there are those of you who in some ways you want to help the planet, or you want to help other people see things that they normally would think is taboo or is like far-fetched. Like you want people to see this kind of like ethereal perspective of life that is way beyond practicality, right? Because that's just that was your existence back in your past life. All right, so let's go ahead and read this card of transformation. Okay. And it says, I'm just going to read a little bit. Give me a second, guys. So it says, how has this situation or circumstance altered your self-perception? Is someone else's transformation also forcing you to transform and or redefine yourself? How can you make the situation work for you instead of against you? Are you aware that it is time to move on, but are fighting to hold on to an idea, situation, or person out of fear of losing a comfortable identity that you associate with it or them? What must you transform into to achieve that goal? How hard are you trying to change? So, Aquarius, here's the thing. What I'm getting for your life now, what you're learning from your past life, you transformed into whatever you wanted to get what you wanted or to get to where you wanted to be. Being an Aquarius now in this lifetime, You guys may run into the problem of wanting to fit into the wrong crowd, to transform because someone else is doing it, instead of transforming in your own way at your own pace. Feeling that you have to be something else or something more to be accepted. Now, there's another thing that I'm getting for your life now is understanding that change is important, and being a fixed sign in this lifetime, Aquarius, you may not accept change easily. But in your past life, change was around you every day. And you changed with it, right? But you changed to your own benefit. You moved with whatever was shifting, you shifted, right? But you did it in your own way. You didn't do it because everybody else was doing it. I have a feeling that in your past life, there wasn't a lot of change within humanity. There was, but like everybody was still kind of following a certain flow that you just didn't really want to follow. So you decided to create your own flow, right? So, excuse me. Some of you guys may have a problem or a hard time with things that shift and change. You may have been born into a time when you were born where things were just chaotic, and you had to find a way to be yourself in that chaos, right? Excuse me. So that was interesting that my throat was giving me a hard time as I was speaking. I think you guys are air signs, right? Your throat chakra needs work. You're not speaking truth in your life. You're not speaking things into existence. You're just kind of hoping that things change to your benefit. But no, Aquarius, you change. You change, right? It's not the other way around where people change you. But I think I was saying this to you in your general messages last month. In February, you make the change. You become the change. Not the other way around where you change because everyone else is changing into something. You change because you want to. You change into whatever you want to be. You shine your light, right? You don't follow suit. Your spirit is not built to follow suit. It's built to create that suit. Like you create the change. You create the shift. Okay? All right. Let's pull a couple more oracle messages, and then we're going to get into your tarot for Aquarius, past life messages. Aquarius for their past life messages. Aquarius for their past life messages. Aquarius, past life messages for Aquarius. Past life messages for Aquarius. Past life messages for Aquarius. Something wanted to fall out. Past life messages for Aquarius. Past life messages for Aquarius. Very interesting. So you have the Weaver. Like, what did I say? This card represents you create your destiny. Right? It says fate, destiny, weird. You create your destiny. Queen of the Darkwood Elves. It says premonition, foreshadowing, and mystery. This is what you were. You saw change coming in your past life. There are those of you that are very prophetic. Okay? You see things before they happen. For those of you who have a hard time with your empathic abilities or your psychic abilities, or you don't feel that you have it, but you have weird dreams or things, you need to realign your chakras. You need to spend more time with yourselves and your spirit, because there are those of you who are very powerfully empathic and psychic. You see you see change. Like, even for those of you who may have your own business, you may see the trends change and you automatically know where it's going to go, and you start to create products or create a trend before that trend even hits, because you already know. So that's an example, right? It doesn't have to be like strictly psychic or spiritual. But Aquarius, you guys were strongly prophetic. And then we have blood month. It says sacrifice, offerings, decisions. You have to be open to change. And in order to open to change, you have to let go of what is old to embrace what is new. Right? It's very important. Because that's what you did in your past life. It's a lot of change to you. And I feel like there are those of this being or this energy that you were in your past life, you were alive for maybe like hundreds to thousands of years. Your species or your kind, you guys existed throughout. Human beings were probably going through a whole bunch of hell, but you guys stayed amongst yourselves and you survived and you thrived because you hid yourselves, you disguised yourselves. You were moving with change. So that's what protected you, right? It's very, very, very interesting here. Aquarius for their past life messages. Aquarius past life messages for Aquarius. Aquarius past life messages for Aquarius. Ooh. Yeah, change, like I said. Got the Two of Swords. Just letting change happen. Letting the universe work. It's Libra energy. Some of you guys were Libras. Wow, Ace of Pentacles. Wealth, health, good relationships, blessings, luxury, Page of Pentacles. There are those of you who may, I feel fairy energy for some of you, but I have a feeling that only children could see you in your past life. Only children and animals. Only the innocent could see you, okay? But you guys, very strong, like very earthy, fertile energy. You guys had very beautiful energy, very innocent energy as well, even though you guys were ancient, right? Bottom of the deck, 10 of Cups. You guys were of a thriving, beautiful tribe or species or world, right? Let's clarify these cards. Yeah, and you guys can still thrive as long as you move with change. When you see change coming, accept it. Don't try to fight it, because that's what's going to block you and it's going to make your life a little bit more difficult. Three of Swords. If you don't move with change, this is what happens, right? When you fight the change, your heart bleeds, right? Move with change, your heart will heal. Scorpio energy, death, clarifying the Ace of Pentacles. There is some beautiful change on its way. Beautiful change, but you also have to recognize that good things have to end at some point sometimes. Let it go. If it gets old, let it go. Move on, right? Move on to something better. The Emperor, Aries energy, being your own boss, being there. Those of you who are old souls, because it's clarifying the Page of Pentacles. So this is letting me know that even though you guys are old souls, you're very ancient in spirit, you still are open to learning. And if you're not, please be open to learning, Aquarius. Be open to change. Be open to not knowing sometimes, because that makes it easier for the universe to show you, right, what is and what isn't. Okay, bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Cups. Like I said, there are those of you who are from the water world and you were a water energy in your past life. Very emotionally balanced, right? You went with the flow of change, not with the flow of society, right? Wow. Beautiful energy, you guys. Like, I hope that this helped you guys out, Aquarius, for your life moving forward. And that's your reading. I love you guys. Much love and light to all of you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you guys in your next reading. Take care, Aquarius. Bye.